Hey there, Paisani, and greetings from Italian America. We are in the electric city of Scranton, Pennsylvania, famous for its role in The Office, but also famous as an amazing Italian American hotspot.
So if you guys have listened to the Italian American podcast, you might have guessed that our associate producer, Stephanie Longo, is somewhat of an authority on the Italians of northeastern Pennsylvania. But she's not just an authority, okay? She wrote the book, literally. So Steph, I know you have so much stuff planned for us. I'm so excited.
Yes.
I think we need to start.
We definitely need to start, and if we don't get going now, we're going to be late for our first appointment. So
right,
come on,
you're
let's
the boss.
go.
Let's go.
Italians are always late.
In our continuing quest to find the country's greatest Italian American enclaves, we're often treated to some wonderful hidden gems. And today's visit to Northeast Pennsylvania certainly doesn't disappoint. Nicknamed the Electric City, Scranton and the surrounding Northeast Pennsylvania towns have for generations been home to a significant Italian American population. In fact, this area is so Italian that only New Haven, Connecticut has a higher per capita population of Italian Americans. The city was officially incorporated in 1866 and quickly became an industrial hotbed, attracting thousands of immigrants to the area's abundant job opportunities in coal and railroads. The region's residents still take great pride in this rich history, and they're more than willing to share it with any and all who come to visit. And we're going to try to experience as much of it as possible, starting with our first stop, a visit to the St. Ubaldo Society in the nearby town of Jessup.
Okay, so we're gonna start our 6 stops in Scranton right here in Jessup, Pennsylvania, which is home to a huge Italian American community from Gubbio, Italy.
Gubbio is a great little place in Umbria, and the Gubini immigrants that came to this part of Pennsylvania have brought with them an incredible tradition. It's one of the most important feasts in Italian America. And right now we have Michael Cappellini, Vice President of the society that runs this feast, to tell us a little bit about the Corso dei Ceri and the Feast of St. Ubaldo.
Absolutely.
So one of the interesting things about this feast is that you guys have come back from absence, right? You've come back twice, revived the feast, and now the entire community of Jessup participates here. So tell us a little bit about this idea of the running of the Ceri, because it's different. It's so different.
Yeah, so to your first point, ultimately, the biggest thing that we want to push for people, especially those who come in from outside our community, is that this is a communal festival. And it's not just Jessup, it's the surrounding communities too. And the running of the Ceri themselves, when I describe it, again, to me it's indescribable, but realistically, it's an opportunity for people who want to understand the struggles that our 3 saints had throughout their lives. It gives them an opportunity to feel the pain and the suffering that they felt, but yet still have the joy of the festival. You know, Sant'Ubaldo Day, the Festa dei Ceri itself, can really bring out every possible emotion that you have. Sadness, happiness, joy, fear, excitement, and then complete calm once the saints are put back in the church for the next 364 days and we leave. At least here, and then it's a massive celebration in town too afterwards, because you know that's when everybody gets together.
Feast,
and that's right. But yeah, that's kind of the best way I could describe it. I would say that the only way to fully grasp what the Festa dei Ceri is to come to Jessup and see it for yourself.
With so much to see and do, we decided to spread out and cover a little more ground. I had a quick stop to make before lunch, and the ladies were off to visit the area's most important Italian church.
So Stephanie just took us to the biggest Italian feast in the area, and I am guessing that this is the biggest Italian church in the area. It is gorgeous.
Yes. So St. Lucy's is the mother Italian church of the Diocese of Scranton. It is the first Italian parish that came to our diocese. So beforehand, in downtown Scranton, there was an Italian colony near St. Peter's Cathedral, and they outgrew the downtown area. So they started coming out into some of the outer enclaves of Scranton, and we ended up in West Scranton, which is where we are right now. And St. Lucy's was built as the home for the Italians in this area to attend Mass, because previously it was just Irish and German priests. There was no place for Italians to have a Mass in their language.
Oh no.
So missionary priests came in and they would say Mass in Italian, and the congregation just grew and grew to the point where the diocese decided an Italian church needed to be built, and we ended up getting St. Lucy's.
I mean, it's beautiful.
It absolutely is. For the architecture itself, it was designed by Agostino Russo, and he was a sculptor from Scranton who came from Solofra in Campania. And he was so proud of being from Scranton, even though he was an Italian immigrant to the area, that his studio in Solofra actually had the Scrantonian sculptor over its doorway, which we all get a kick out of from here.
Well, I mean, it's just so, it's got such a beautiful presence here on this hill overlooking everything. I can totally see why it's in the hearts of so many Scrantonians and your family. I mean, your grandmother was baptized
My
here?
grandmother was baptized here.
That's beautiful.
Yep. It's
love
important
it.
to us. St. Lucy's the patron of our family, so we love celebrating her. And this was also our family parish for a few years when we lived in Westside.
That is making my freezing heart so warm right now. And you know what? I think we gotta go check in with John because he's got somewhere special that he wants to bring us, and I'm personally starving for pizza. So
Yeah, let's go.
So while Ro and Stephanie got a jump on our pizza plans, I decided to take a little detour. After all, it wouldn't be a proper Italian-American tour without a stop at the best local deli.
So while the girls are at St. Lucy's feeding their souls, I have come to feed my pons. I'm at Catalanos, one of the oldest Italian-American businesses in the Scranton area. It's an importer of all of these amazing Italian and Italian-American products. I mean, you guys have everything under the sun. I always come to an Italian place, I look for brioche, you have it, Stella d'Oro cookies, Manhattan Special. You got everything I could ask for, cucciadati cookies. But I understand you're most famous for one thing in particular.
We're known for our hoagies. This is my cousin Penny.
Thank you, Penny. So tell me, what's making the hot hoagie special?
Well, first of all, it's made with love. That's what makes it special.
All right, way to go.
But it's ham capicola, salami, provolone, hot peppers, olive oil, black pepper. We do a version with sweet peppers. And I know it's a little cloudy out today and cold, but this place is rocking at lunchtime, so you guys came at a good time.
Good, we're lucky we're early. And the bread is local bread?
The bread is local bread from Rasholi's Bakery. They're right on Court Street in North Scranton. He delivers the bread every day. Everything's always fresh.
It's a combination of the meats and the bread. Everything adds to it as a little thing.
You're absolutely right. Every piece of fresh cut, cold cut, the cheese, the delicious hot peppers, the bread is unbelievably good. This bread is fantastic. This is the perfect, and I like the fact that you got to tear it apart. This makes me feel like I'm at my grandmother's house and she just made me a sandwich. So thank you guys. So now I'm going to go sit down and eat the rest of this, and then I'm going to go over for some pizza with the girls. So it's a lot to eat in Scranton.
Now, the title of Pizza Capital of the World is not one that an Italian-American throws around lightly. So you can imagine our curiosity was piqued when we came across the self-proclaimed title holder, Old Forge, Pennsylvania, a small borough of Lackawanna County, about 5 miles from Scranton. Rather than take their word for it, we figured we'd make a quick stop and put their claim to the test.
Well, Old Forge Pizza, everybody wants to know why it's so special. Well, if you go outside, you can look up and down the street and you'll see what you want to call pizzerias. But we call restaurants / pizzas up and down the street. And everybody has the similar type of pizza, but different types of flavors. Different types of cheeses, different types of tomatoes. But you're not going to find a bad pizza in the town.
It is the pizza capital of the world, right?
Self-proclaimed. We did have El Presidente here and President Trump here almost within the same year.
Really?
So that was a pretty good honor to have both of those in our town at the same time. And maybe by a stroke of luck, we'll have President Biden here too.
He's a local,
he's not
right?
too far away.
He should know it.
Then we would definitely be the pizza capital of the world if we could get all three of them.
But let me ask you something. What's so special about this? What's different?
The dough is a little different. It looks Sicilian, but it's not. It's not heavy. It's light. You could probably eat most of that tray because it's light. And Sicilian's a lot more heavier. The cheese, we use a blended cheese. Some people don't use blended cheeses, but we use a blended cheese. And you're in Old Forge, that's what makes it so special.
And you guys call it a tray of pizza, right? If I order this, I say I'll have a tray.
If you say you want a pie, we usually bring you out a piece of pie.
Like an American pie.
Yeah, like a blueberry or whatever.
Okay.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy the different names, because like where I'm from, we call this a square, or we call it Sicilian pizza, and here it's called a tray of pizza.
And we call it a cut, not a slice or a piece.
A cut, huh?
A cut. When you, instead of having a piece of pizza, you have a cut of pizza.
Corner slice or middle slice?
Corner.
Corner, yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That was easy. That was unanimous.
And if we really like you, we'll get you a tray without corners. You have to be really special to get that.
So we've had food and we've had faith, but what about a spot for those who dream of fame? Well, our next stop was the perfect Italian-American place to see if I've got what it takes to make it in the big time.
All right, Stephanie, I've heard people say that if you can make it in Scranton, you can make it anywhere. And it looks like we're going to have to test that theory out, because here we are on this grand stage at the Ritz Theatre Performing Arts Center in downtown Scranton, a building that you have told me has a very deep Italian-American connection. What's the connection? What's this have to do with Italian America?
So this building was originally opened by Sylvester Poli. He was an immigrant to the United States from Bologna, Italy, which is near Lucca. And this is one of only 2 of his theaters still in existence today. So it's this one, the Ritz Theatre and Performing Arts Center in Scranton, and there's also a theater in Worcester, Massachusetts that is still in existence and still being used for the original purpose of celebrating the arts.
So obviously this cultural center is celebrating the arts. It sounds like there's an amazing 100+ year history here. Who's been on this stage that we're so inappropriately on right now?
So it's pretty amazing, because when you think of Scranton, you don't tend to think of it as this mecca for celebrities back in the golden age of cinema and theater, but actually Joan Crawford got her start right on this very stage before she became Joan Crawford, when she was Lucille Lesueur.
Wow.
And she eventually, of course, became the Oscar-winning actress that we know of today. George Burns would debut his acts in Scranton on this very stage, and the reason why is because the coal miners, after working all day in the mines, they just wanted to relax, and they worked very hard for their money, so they weren't going to spend it on something that was subpar. And they would boo acts if they did not find the act to be a good act. And George Burns knew if you could play Scranton, you could play anywhere. And Frank Sinatra even took that into his own career, and he would debut some of his new songs in the city of Scranton before he would bring them out on tour.
Wow, so is the audience in Scranton and the surrounding area still as discerning today? I mean, if our viewers are coming out here to spend some time and they want to see this Italian-American landmark, what would they get here now?
I feel like if anybody decided to come to the city of Scranton, there's so much to offer in terms of the arts. We have just amazing offerings throughout the downtown area, but the Ritz Theatre and Performing Arts Center, because of its Italian heritage in this building, has such a special place in my heart because of all the amazing things that Sylvester Poli did to revitalize the American theater industry. We wouldn't be going to movies or seeing stage performances if it wasn't for him.
Well, as much as I would love to have dinner in a 100+ year old theater, you promised me something better. We're about to go to a 100+ year old Italian-American restaurant, which is right where I want to be. So you've told me this is going to be good. You're going to hold up?
Of course I'm going to hold up. Would I lie to you?
No, all right, I trust you. You're paisan. Okay, let's go to dinner. We'll meet Ro and get a bite to eat.
All right.
Scranton really is quite a place, full of character, authenticity, and people bursting with pride in their Italian roots. And the genuine warmth of the people we've met, well, it's a testament to the generations that came before.
My grandparents they came from Italy, and this is what they did. And we carry on the tradition all these years later, well, almost 100 years, and it feels good that we're still here.
Exploring this little-known corner of Italian America has been the most wonderful surprise. Everyone here opened up their doors and their lives to us and made us feel part of their familia. And these people and places are yet another reminder that the traditions and customs handed down by our Italian ancestors are alive and well, and will continue to illuminate cities around this country for many years to come.
That's the custom.
Wow.
Cold in Pennsylvania.
Yes. It's cold out here, but we are so full from a great meal at Catalanos. That was right there for me, a 100-year-old place. Family still owns it. Thank you for that and all the recommendations on this trip.
You guys, anything for you, first of all, and just welcome to NEPA, and I just hope that you enjoyed every minute of it.
I think we'll be back, right?
I think so.
I'd like to see what it's like when I'm not freezing around here.
Right?
Really nice to come in summer.
Welcome to our winters.
Yeah, it's nice and cold, but this is a really Italian American area and well worth the visit. So from all of us at the Italian American Podcast, greetings from Italian America. We hope that you come out here, enjoy the Italian American side of Scranton and her surrounding cities, and don't forget to give us a like and a follow, and we'll see you next time.
Ciao. Ciao. I'm smiling under the mask, I swear.
Give it